live to the Electoral Commission headquarters.
Only areas where there were still voters in the queue after 5 p.m. that continue to vote after the time for closure of polls. Our BVDs performed effectively. Processing time for voters was reduced drastically. In fact, it was less than 3 minutes for a voter to be processed. So voters spent less than 3 minutes in processing. Voter turnout, the report richness indicates that it has been very massive. The elections have been seamless, devoid of the usual hassle that characterized previous elections. This we were able to achieve because we set up a strategy that ensures a smooth flow of the process. This includes the threshold at 750 and then the increase of polling stations throughout the country. In 2020, we had 38,622 polling stations, and this was increased this year to 40,648, a difference of 2,026 polling stations. So the usual congestion at the polling stations were reduced drastically. The process has been very peaceful, with the exception of 1 or 2 pockets of violence, which unfortunately resulted in the death of 1 person. It is unfortunate this should not have happened. Whilst you mourn with the bereaved family, we want to put it on record that this unfortunate act did not occur due to an action or inaction on the part of the Electoral Commission. Our staff, we appreciate them so much for the good work done, for the show of high level of professionalism. The agents have also cooperated well, but we continue to urge them to do so throughout the collation exercises up to the final declaration of the results. Media has also done your job greatly in a very professional manner, and we appreciate that. You help us to unearth fraud practices, which is very good. But we want to continue to work professionally and also urge you to always, I want to emphasize, ensure that the results you declare is the same as the results you announce is the same as what the Electoral Commission has declared. So kindly, all the time before you put your results in the public domain, kindly cross-check with the Electoral Commission. Our call center is there, our website is there, and anytime, any moment you call, we will respond to you and then give you the needed information. We are so grateful for you, and we wish you to continue to be with us throughout the exercise until we have declared finally the winners of this election. Thank you very much.
At this point, we would like to invite 5 questions as usual. If you have questions, may I see your hand?
Thank you very much. My name is Elton Broby. I work with Joy News. You reference what possibly could be a high voter turnout. Are you able to put a figure to it? Because the result we are seeing, or the figures we are seeing, rather suggest a low voter turnout. And is there any update on the Atebubo or Kintampo South, temporary employee of the EC that was picked by the practices? Thank you.
Yes, good evening. Mawina with TV3. You've spoken to the process thus far and everything that's transpired. What many would describe as a critical process after the voting is where we're in at this particular point in time. The Commission has assured continuously that it has provided all of its polling station presiding officers with necessary equipment for possible lights out and all of that. I'm just drawing or bringing to the attention of the Electoral Commission a report from my colleagues in the Ayawaso North constituency of lights going out and what appears to be challenges with ongoing counting and then sorting and counting. I want to know if the Commission has any updates with respect to challenges from that particular constituency.
Good evening. My name is Edward Aqua, Ghana News Agency. So you indicated that some constituencies counting is ongoing. Can you share with us what resulted in the delays in counting and where are these areas respectively? Thank you.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Fauzu Masaudu. I work with CTFM and Channel 1 TV. I just want the Commission, so throughout today's series of presses, the Commission has been very heavy on the process thus far. But I just want to find out if the Commission has a quantitative data of irregularities, anomalies, and then when a question was asked earlier about security, for instance, the Commission made it clear that the Commission was not in charge of electoral security. But we cannot also dispute the fact that the police service, the observer missions and whatnot, they are, for the lack of better expression, auxiliary stakeholders in the electoral, management body. I just want to find out if you have picked any observation or if you've picked any feedback from them about the process thus far. So first, the quantitative data, if readily available, and second, any, particular details you've picked from these stakeholders that you would want the public to know, the media.
Okay, thank you. My name is Eko Moses. I correspond for Bloomberg. Just to expand on what my other colleague inquired, a place like Medina, there are reports that it had rained and so voting had somewhat been halted. Can we get any updates on that? And if that means that there will be any extended time for the process? Thank you. And Anyaso Tiomasuel, I'm just told.
Hi, good evening. Please, my name is Sally and I'm with Kasi TV. So currently there is a confusion at the Tema Central Royal School JHS due to a sudden light out. I want to know, how does the EC prevent any tampering or manipulation of the results with the votes cast? Thank you.
Yeah, bless Kokwalo Maso, Pan-African TV. In the earlier press briefing, one of our colleagues asked a question, and then you guys were heavy on specifics. Would the Electoral Commission was heavy or has been heavy on specifics? Can the Electoral Commission as well be specific in terms of figures? You're telling us that voting concluded in 95% of the polling stations. Which polling stations, can you give us information on that? Which polling stations have voting not concluded? Also, you're talking about a few flashpoints. Can we also get information of the names of these areas where there's been some violence? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your questions. We want us to put a figure on voter turnout. It is too early for us to do that because all the reports we get from the regions, they sample them and give them to us. And so if you want to tell you the specific figures for voter turnout, we'll do that in the course of the day, but not now. because we need to get the turnout from all the polling stations, which we are yet to get. Thank you. Atebubu issue. Yes, the culprit has been arrested by the police and the case is under investigation. Now it is with the police, and the police will have to come out with the outcome of the investigation. But the Electoral Commission will follow up and ensure that it is followed to the letter. Ayawaso has lights off. The Commission engaged with the Electricity Company of Ghana for them to ensure that we have constant provision of light throughout the exercise. But as machines, anything can happen. Commission is still in charge with the ECG to ensure that they restore the light for such affected places. We have also hired generators, giving money out for our generators to our officers to hire generators at each of the collation centers. So even in the event of the lights not being coming on now, the standby generators will be used to complete the exercise. There were some polling stations that were still voting after 5 p.m. It could be due to the higher voter population. As at now, all polling stations have closed. All polling stations have closed. But we indicated after 5, there were about 5% of our polling stations that were still operating. Thank you. Quantitative data of irregularities. As I indicated, all these things will be made available to you in due course. But for now, because we have not gotten a comprehensive information from all our polling stations, we can only give you the summary. At the right time, we'll give you all the details that you need to know. Feedback from donors. Yes, the Electoral Commission is in constant touch with the donors, or even the observers who have come, both foreign and local. Any information that needs to be made public to you, we'll do that in the course of time. The lights off occurred at Ayawaso and Medina, so the explanation will stand for the two. Flashpoint. In fact, the violent incident that led to the death of one person occurred at Nyankpala UDS. That was where we pick it from. And that's the only place where such a violence has led to the death of one person. Thank you very much for your attention.
So, in addition to what the Director, Electoral Services, has just said, the ECOWAS and AU election observation teams met with the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, and we wish to inform you that they have actually expressed satisfaction with the whole electoral process from the start of voting to the close of polls. They indicated that the whole process has been seamless and very happy with the process. Thank you. So a correction, ECONEC and AU.
We'd like to thank you, commissioners, directors, and deputy directors, friends of the media. We are not yet done. We will have the last update at 9 p.m. So stay with us. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, no, man.
And that there is Electoral Commission update there. And there's some good news. 95% of the polling stations across the country are done. And only 5% are operating currently, which means that we can expect this to sort of close very quickly in terms of what is going to the constituency collation centers. If they're done already, which means that, of course, all the ballots can now go to the collation centers, and then we can get the collations done for us to begin to get a first sense. And already we are getting a sense of what may be happening in some parts of the country, in some constituencies.
Yes, Evans, and what it means actually is that we may be in for a short night.
Yeah.
And also because a lot of the polling stations are not as, we don't have huge numbers as they used to have. So what it means is that counting may be done quickly, and once counting is done, then they get to the collation center. So by midnight, we will have a first sense as to how this election is going and who's likely to win the 2024 election.
Certainly the parties will know it earlier.
Of course they will know.
And here's the thing. If 95, I'm taking the EC's word for it, they are the last place to go, primary means of getting information. If 95% of the policies are done, the parties had agents there, they are done, they know. They know how to speak tonight.
Yeah.
They know already. Because if it's done, they have the gadgets. You scan, you transmit, it's immediately converted into digital, it's adding up. If 95% are done, as we speak right now in the next 1 hour, they should start getting the first sense of